As you've heard, masks are coming off in classrooms across the country. But the battle over pandemic protocols has taken its toll, and then some. Here's Martha Teichner.
I'm encouraging them to end mask requirements.
The statewide school mask mandate will be lifted.
We are lifting the indoors mask requirements.
Suddenly, as if somebody flipped a switch, masks are now optional in public schools. Everywhere in the U.S. except Hawaii and Washington, D.C., in the most COVID-careful states, as well as the most restriction-resistant.
Starting tomorrow, we don't have to wear masks anymore!
Is this where it ends? The long, rough ride American schools have been on for the last 2 years, thanks to COVID? It was only 2 months ago that groups of moms in Massachusetts and New Jersey gathered to scream. Their frustrations and anger boiling over as Omicron upended their kids' lives and theirs all over again. It was only 2 months ago, just after winter break, that Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot and the city's teachers union had an epic showdown.
We are standing firm, and we are going to fight to get our kids back in-person learning.
Public school teachers called a work stoppage that turned into a lockout over whether an overwhelming number of Omicron cases warranted a return to remote learning. The Chicago Public Schools said no remote?
No remote. So I guess no teaching was better than some.
Fallon Johnson and Kiana Payton are teachers at Park Manor Elementary School on Chicago's South Side, where the fight started.
I think the first day back between 15 and 20 kids.
Right.
In the whole school?
In the whole school.
The striking teachers managed to negotiate parameters for when schools could go remote and got masks and more testing. But within weeks, it all seemed moot. Do you feel, though, that as these restrictions are falling all over the country, that you're fighting a losing battle?
At times.
It feels like that.
Yes.
Even as mask mandates are lifted, their school has kept its mask mandate in place. The job of educating kids has gotten a lot harder during COVID, with consequences. Public school staff down more than 300,000 from pre-COVID levels.
But Lion opens his paw.
Jasmine Taylor works in a school lunchroom in Chicago, barely hanging on to her job, barely holding her life together after 2 years of never knowing when school would suddenly be remote.
I'm a single mom now, so if today the school is closed, even though I work for the school, I have to stay at home with my child, so.
And you don't get paid if you don't go to work?
No.
Jasmine's daughter Aaliyah is 3. Her daughter Alea, 8, in 3rd grade.
They dad take them everywhere. He take them to school. He helped Leia with her homework and her projects. They like to dance together.
Did. Past tense. In April 2021, Devon Jackson, Jasmine's fiancé and the girl's dad, was shot and killed at the get-together after his cousin's funeral by a complete stranger. Alea struggled.
That's just disrupted her whole life and put it in chaos.
And then having to stay home again suddenly from time to time.
Yeah, kids really don't like remote learning, if you ask me. She didn't like it. Her friends didn't like it. I used to have to talk to the kids while they on remote learning, pay attention.
Remote learning has cost kids dearly. A new study out last month shows that the percentage of kindergartners who are lagging behind in developing reading skills has worsened significantly during COVID, especially among Black and Latino students.
No more masks! No more masks!
Another casualty of the pandemic, civility.
Stop trying to incite division among us. We are Americans first, and we will be free always.
My children will not come to school on Monday with a mask on, all right? That's not happening. And I will bring every single gun loaded and ready.
With nowhere else to vent, pent-up parents across the country turned local school board meetings into battlefields in the culture wars.
Pull your kids out! Pull your kids out!
Places like Marlboro, New Jersey.
Ma'am, she's got to put the mask on. Can you please put your mask on?
Are you in my body to know how I'm responding to air, Mr. Hips?
New Jersey's mask mandate was in effect until last Monday.
I wasn't going to go against Governor Murphy and the mask mandate. I wasn't going to do that.
You acted. We are reacting.
Superintendent Eric Hibbs was frequently their punching bag.
We will not stop. We will not rest. You're just a help. Remember that.
To be honest, at times it's very hurtful.
Is it really about masks?
I think that masks are part of it. I think it also comes down to a person's fundamental right to make decisions for themselves, and I think they feel as if at times that decision is being taken away from them.
What is this? I'm not wearing a goddamn mask because I got rights. I got constitutional rights. You want me to leave? I'll leave.
It's come to this. Police escorting unruly speakers out. The rancor has bled onto social media. The question is, will it end now that COVID restrictions are being lifted?
I think everybody needs the sun to come out from behind the clouds. We all need the sun to shine again and go back to normal.